Hey everyone, my name is Adrienne. You might know me as Andy. Feel free to call me either. I'm from CFB Edmonton and I'm here today to bring you through a force fitness class or a force prep PT session. I don't know how much we'll be assisting today, but my cat Neville will probably be in and out of the picture a few times as we're going. If you hear ridiculous squeaking in the background, it's just my cat. Disregard. Or enjoy if it's entertaining, I suppose. So yeah, like I said, my name's Adrienne from CFB Edmonton. For this fitness class today, Miles, one of our other fitness instructors, is going to be behind the scenes on our Facebook page, Edmonton Garrison Military Sports, to answer any questions that you might have as we make our way through PT class today. We'll also hang around afterwards for about 15 minutes. So if you have questions, definitely comment. We're around. Hopefully I'll hit on as many little things that you might need to know as we make our way through class today. But if I miss anything, Miles has got your back as well. For today, what you will need is water. Definitely water. If you want to put some music on, I would totally encourage that. I'm not going to have any music on here. So if you're a fan of my tunes or not, you don't have to stress over it. And you can get your own tunes up and going. You'll also need a weight. For today, we're going to be using it for goblet squats. We're also going to be using it for some weighted lunges. So the weight that I have going on is a bit of a makeshift weight because I don't actually have any proper weights at home. So I have some towels and soup going on in here. You can get creative as well. Just make sure it's something that you're comfortable picking up and squatting with. Just work at your own pace with that. Or if you have a kettlebell or a dumbbell, a medicine ball, something of that sort, it'll be fantastic too. Some points that I need to go over before we get into the fun, exciting stuff. Follow along with me as we go here. If you miss anything that I say, it's also going to get posted in the comments. Thanks very much for taking care of that, Miles. So in response to COVID-19, PSP is offering virtual fitness classes to Canadian Armed Forces members. By using social media platforms, the virtual fitness classes tailored to Canadian Armed Forces personnel become accessible to all. Participants who are not Canadian Armed Forces members recognize and acknowledge that their age, health status, and physical fitness levels are unknown, and it is entirely up to each individual to assess their ability to participate in this class. Since it is preferable to consult your physician prior to beginning any exercise program, we invite all participants who are not Canadian Armed Forces members to consult the Active Questionnaire from the Canadian Society of Exercise Physiology and its reference document. Both of those will be posted in the comments as well. Again, if you have questions, comment away. And then during class, if you experience any pain or difficulty during the exercises presented, it is recommended that you stop and consult a healthcare provider. If a Canadian Armed Forces member sustains an injury during this video, please remember to fill out a CF98. Like I said, if you want to get music going, now's a good time to do that. If you need to gather weights, same thing, fill up your water bottle. Get excited. We're going to have a little bit of fun today. I know there's been a lot of force fitness classes going on all kinds of pages. So hopefully there's something new in here for you or something a little bit different just to really get everything engaged, keep everything strong for when we're back in at work. And I see one of those, pardon me, words just tripping over myself. I am far too excited for this. If you think about it with your force test, yeah, it's usually a once a year thing. However, we don't only want to be ready for it once a year, we want to be ready for it, maintaining that physical standard all the time. So even if you're nowhere near your next force test, stay on top of it. Why not get into the fun things? We'll be going over a few different exercises today that are going to help to strengthen different elements of your force test, maybe speed things up a little bit if you're looking for that faster time, or just to keep really positive form, good posture as we make our way through. I think I covered everything from the first little bit. I have a mat today. If you want a mat, grab one. Do what you need to do just to maybe pad the knees for some of our exercises. However, we're not going to be spending a lot of time down there, so up to you. Do what you need. If you need to modify exercises, of course, do what you need to do as we go along. Take rests, drink water as needed. And yeah, we're going to get started with a little bit of a warm-up here. Just going to grab a quick sip of water. Always fun in this dry air. All right, so coming through your warm-up, fairly similar to what you would do in a classic force test. We're just going to start with a gentle jog. Should be fun today going through some of these exercises. Normally, force tests need a lot more space. This is my space for today. It's about everything you see is what I've got going on here, so we'll make do with what we have. Starting to warm the body up a little bit. Get the blood flowing. Let's move into some high knees, driving them up towards you. Go ahead and walk these, or keep it at a little bit of a run. All right, coming into butt kicks, striding those heels up towards the glutes. Fantastic. Just keep those feet moving. You can keep it as a little bit of a walk on the spot. You're gonna bring some arm swings in and out across the chest. If it's too much doing arms and feet at the same time, switch to arms for now. That'll do. Crossing one over top and then the other. Bringing one arm up, one arm down. Coming into a couple circles up and back. Watch out for your low ceilings if you have some like mine. Either direction here, up and forward. Wonderful. Bring your feet about hip distance. Toes pointing forward, knees pointing in the same direction. Chest stays up and high. We're going to go for about 10 body weight squats. So again, chest staying up. Hips are sitting back and down. Core stays strong. Just 10. Wonderful. Moving into a little bit of a lateral shuffle. Don't have a ton of room for this one, so work with the space that you have. My shuffles are going to be pretty minimal, just going side to side. So find a spot that you can also have a little bit of shuffle in each direction, keeping yourself nice and low. Shuffle over to one side and back. Again, chest stays up nice and high. Little direction changes. As you're reaching the walls, careful not to bump into anything. Just a few more of those. Fantastic. Stepping forward into a lunge. We're going to just bring one foot forward to start. Pop that on down. Knee is going to stack over top of your ankle. Both hands coming to the inside of that front foot. Think about letting the hips drop down a bit. And then same arm as your front foot is going to open up and make its way back down. Maybe that elbow finds its way a bit closer to the ground. Bring it back up. Elbow down. 2 more. Just going at your own pace here. Once you are done, we're just going to go ahead and switch sides. Finding that opposite lunge stance, other foot forward. Again, both hands to the inside of your front foot. We're going to open that arm up, turning past your knee, past your leg, and then bring it on down. Maybe the elbow finds its way to the floor. 3 more. Finding some good expansion as you lift that arm up. I think that was 4, so we'll go ahead and bring it back to standing. It's going to be extra extra interesting making sure I don't bump into my cat. So general PSA, watch out for your pets, spouses, roommates, children, whoever happens to be around as you're doing your workout today. Continuing on with this warm up, bring your stance nice and wide. Toes and knees are going to point out about 45 degrees. Coming into side lunges, about 3 per side. We're going to bend down into one knee, hips come low, chest stays high. Over to our second side. 3 on each leg. Great, you can walk those feet back in together. Interming the hands out, find a high plank position. Shoulders are going to stack over your wrists. Core stays really strong here. Just feel that dial in for a moment. Okay, not letting our hips sink low, we're staying fired up. Pressing the ground away from us. And let's bring that chest down to the ground. Hand release. Press it back up. 2 more like that. And walk those hands back on in towards you. Moving right along here, we're going to open up the hips a bit, sweeping that knee inside to outside. Come on down. Going for about 4 each side. Mind your balance. Feel free to share this video along if there's a couple other people that might want to join, might want to try this one out. If they're prepping for their force test, may as well get on it, right? Switching those up, a little bit more challenging for the balance. We're going to bring that knee outside to inside this time. So knee sweeps to the outside edge, back in through center. Open it up to the side, back in. Important to warm up all the way through our joints, through our full body as this workout will end up targeting pretty much all of us today as we make our way through. 1 more each side. Great. All right. Tossing a heel out in front of us. Sit those hips back. Just going to sweep your fingertips towards the toes and back up. A couple more on each side here. So moving on to your other leg if you haven't already. And then 2 more per side, finding a bit of a stretch through the back of the leg. Hopefully you're starting to warm up a little bit. If not, take a moment. If anything else needs a little bit more mobilizing, a little bit more warming up, now is your time to do it. Take a sec, get warm, grab a sip of water if you need it, and we're going to move into our first set of exercises. These ones are going to be specific to your 20-meter rushes, helping specifically with that get up phase. It's going to have a little bit to do with the getting down phase as well, but mostly working on a really quick back and up. So you can grab that sip of water if you need it. I will have a timer going here. I'm using a timer today called Seconds. It's pretty great. It's a little bit labor intensive to set all the timers up, but they are fully customizable, so that totally helps. Regardless of what kind of workout you are doing. So first off, use your mat if you would like. We're going to come through some push-ups. We're just going to do 8. I would like you to do them however is comfortable for you, whether it's from the toes or from the knees. Either way, that core stays fired up. We have a really strong line through the body, whether it is from the top of the head out your heels or top of the head down to the knees. Either one will do. Sorry, I need to protect my water from my cat. And then 8 just standard push-ups. Chest doesn't have to tap the ground just yet. Otherwise, do as you do. 8 push-ups. We'll get through those together, and then we're going to add a little bit more as we go on. So again, from your toes or from your knees, controlled 8 push-ups. Nice. If you're curious why you haven't heard any beeps yet, I'm not using the timer just yet. That'll come with the next few exercises. Finishing our push-ups for these next few, we're going to come into a hand release similar to when you run up to that line, tap it, get back behind the line, hands and shoulders behind the line. We have that quick hand release. Doesn't have to be huge, but it does have to be obvious so that staff that are evaluating you can see that you have proper form and that you're doing the technique correctly throughout the movement. So for your hand release push-ups, we're gonna go for 8 again as well. Starting up, chest comes down, hand release, core so strong as you press back up. 8 of those, 7 more, here we go. At your own pace. Option from the knees. Great. Once you are done those 8, next couple of sets, we're going to stick with our hand release push-ups. However, this time around, what I want you to focus on is a really quick up. Sometimes we get caught in doing like a little bit of a snake motion, right? We'll push the chest up first, curl back, and work on getting our feet up and going. Big exaggeration, but you get what I mean. I really want to work on finding that power through the upper body to press up, make it super strong, so it's super quick and easier to get up and moving to our next line or through that finish line, wherever we happen to be at. So we're going to come down slow over 3 seconds, hand release, and then quick press up. All right, 8 of these as well. Spin around this time. Adjust my setup a bit here. All right, 8 of these. Here we go. Come on down for 3, 2, 1. Hand release up for 3, 2, 1. Hand release up. 3, 2, 1. Release up. Keep that going. 3, 2, 1. Release up. 3, 2, 1. Release up. 3, 2, 1. Release up. I think this is 8 for 3, 2, 1. Release up. If that was 7 or that was 9, either do one more or congratulations, you got bonus. I'm going to take a little bit of a rest and we'll go through that one more time, but you should feel things starting to warm up a little bit. If you're finding it's really challenging getting into that quick push up, I want you to connect it a bit with your breath using a big exhale as you are pressing up. All right, we're going to go for 8 more of those. Go ahead, find your top position in your push-up, whether it's from the toes or from the knees. Do what you need to do. Here we go, lowering for 3, 2, 1, release up. 3, 2, 1, and up. 3, 2, 1, release up. 2, 1, release up. 3, 2, 1, release up. 3, 2, 1, release up. 3, 2, 1, release up. One more for good luck. 3, 2, 1, release. Press that up. All right, things are getting a little bit warmer. Grab a sip of water if you need it. We're going to transition into some mountain climbers next. So you've come into the controlled lower and that quick press up from our 20-meter rushes. But next thing is getting our feet up and under us so that we can get back to our sprints real fast off to our next line or that end point. So a few different ways that we're going to target these. I love mountain climbers. I know they're not everyone's favorite, but we're going to bring those into action and a couple different styles. You can pick what works best for you and then reincorporate that as a couple of bonus rounds. The first 3 rounds are going to be 3 different styles. I'll demo before they come up, then I'll do them along with you. Now I will be using a timer. If you can't hear the beeps, you can just stop and start when I do, and that should work pretty well as well. We're going to be doing about 20 seconds work to 20 seconds rest here. All right, starting with your classic mountain climbers. Quick demo before we get into these, of course. Shoulders are going to stack over your wrists. Feet are starting back behind you in that tall plank position. For now, we're just going to go knee up towards the elbow. Toe can tap the ground or not for right now. If you would prefer to run it, go a little bit faster, by all means. Otherwise, just focus on that core control, keeping yourself stable as we drive those knees up towards the elbows. All right. So we're going to start these first ones in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Classic mountain climbers. Knees are driving up towards the elbow or towards the chest. Core stays fired up. Shoulders stay stacked over those wrists. Little rest, 20 seconds. Next one, we're gonna start to jump that a little bit more. I want you to find a bit of a lunge type stance as we make our way through these. So we're gonna bring one foot up and forward and switch, switch. Here we go, into 20 seconds, switching from one side to the other side in our lunges. If you would prefer to walk it and just step that foot flat every time, that works as well. Keep it going. 5 seconds. And rest. Take a bit of a break. Next one, we're gonna hop both feet in, both feet back to your plank. If you don't wanna hop, step it. In, out, out. It's gonna look something like this. Or here. Starting in 3. Here we go. Hopping feet in, finding our way back. Core stays really strong the whole time. Shoulders are still stacked here. Keep that going. And rest. Take a breather, 20 seconds. Whichever of those first 3 really worked for you, felt good, come back to that. I want you to tie that into how you would get up and start running in your force test. Do you like to hop both feet in and get up and run, or into your lunge? Here we go, 20 seconds work. Your choice, whichever of these 3 variations works best for you. Good, take a rest. We've got one more of those. If you wanted to come back to one of the other variations, by all means, still your choice. Five seconds. All right, let's get going. Nice work, keep it going. And take a rest. Grab a sip of water if you want. Whew. So far so good. If you weren't warm before, should be heating things up. All right, so next step, we're just gonna go once for this next exercise. If you did agility with me about 2 weeks ago, it's a drill that we put in there. We're gonna come back to quick feet on the spot. Nice and quick, nice and quick, nice and quick, really light on those feet. Lightning fast, if you will. Then when I call drop, you're gonna drop it down onto your stomach, perform a hand release, and then come on back up nice and quick. Just bringing in whatever technique we were building on in your mountain climbers, whatever style you like, hopping the feet in, stepping one foot forward, hopping through a lunge, and coming back up. As soon as you're up, right back to our quick feet. Going for 50 seconds for this one, because ideally when we're doing our force test, we want to do it in 50 seconds or less. Of course, under that 51-second mark, but we'll aim to be bonus speedy, get as many drops in as we can while we're going here. Make sure you have lots of room, you're not going to kick anything behind you. First 50 seconds, only 50 seconds, like I said, sorry, we're only doing this drill once. Didn't mean to stress you out there. We're going to start it off in 3, 2, 1, here we go. So just quick feet on the spot. Fast, fast, fast. Drop. With control, hand release, back up we go. Quick lean. Drop. Right back up. Drop. Real fast here, drop. 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 Keep it going. Even faster, drop. Get that hand release in, one more, drop. And one, go ahead, take it easy, take a breath. Nice deep breaths here. In the nose, out through the mouth. All right, gonna give the timer a break. I'm gonna come back to counting. Grab your weight so you have it nearby. First set is just gonna be body weight squats, and then we'll add that weight in. Make things a little bit more interesting. When you're doing your squats, your choice how far apart your feet are today. I would recommend about hip distance or a little bit wider. Okay, no crazy sumo squats for today. Keep them a little bit closer than that. Sometimes those other squats will have their purpose, but for today's, hip distance or that bit wider. As we go through here, chest is gonna stay tall the whole time, regardless of things. Spine is staying neutral. So what that means is we're keeping our natural curves in the back, okay? We're not allowing ducktails to kind of come out as we come into that squat. That's staying contained. There's that natural curve, but we're not overarching or hyper flexed in any of our positions either. So grab your weight, keep it handy. First set is just gonna be 15 of those body weight squats. So set up, here we go, 15. Dropping the hips down, find a glute squeeze at the top. See if you can bring them a little bit lower if it is pain-free. And if ankle mobility will allow it. Chest stays up. Equal pressure to your right and left foot. I stopped counting because I was talking about things. Try to go for 2 more. Last one. Excellent. Adding our weight for the next ones here. We're going to keep it in the front of the body, goblet squat-esque. You can hold it, depending on what you have, hold it however you can, fairly central. Okay, not coming off to one shoulder or the other. Right in the center of the chest, maintaining that tall, neutral spine. Bonus point, when you're picking up your weights, please do so with a neutral spine, protecting everything. Imagine you're doing those sandbag lifts. You want to be able to see that line on the wall every time you pick up your weight. Bringing that weight into the center of the chest. 15 squats here. Whenever you're ready, go ahead. Finding that glute squeeze at the top. I'm actually counting this time. This is 5. Smile because you're having fun, I'm sure. There's 10. 5 more. Last one. Great. Go ahead and bring that weight back down. Next up, I'm going to leave it up to you if you want to do these with or without a weight. We're going to come into pause squats. These ones ideally are helping to strengthen us in that lower squat position so that we can make our way back up even if the legs are starting to fatigue a little bit. So what this is going to look like, and chest stays high. If you're going body weight, you're going to come down, hold for a couple of seconds, and back up. If you have your weight, it looks the same, but you're holding a weight. I'm sure you already figured that out. So grab a weight or leave it as is. We're going to go for 15 of these as well. Bring it up high on the chest. If you have that weight again, Goblet Squat-esque. And here we go for 15. Come on now, holding, and back up, down, hold, up, down, hold. Keep that going. 4, 5, core stays strong. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, you can lengthen your pause if you want. 12, 13, 14, last one. All right, go ahead, bring your weight down if you still have it. Take a sec. We're gonna go for one more round of squats today, this time adding a chest press, like you were pressing your sandbag against the wall. With control. Things to think about. Shoulders are staying back and down, right? We're not leaning into our bag as we throw it forward. I know that probably hurt a few backs just by watching that. Sorry. Gonna keep our shoulders back and down the whole time. Knees stay soft, pressing with control. If you have questions, toss them in the comments. Miles will get back to you. Here we go, last set, adding a press. It's not gonna be a huge press and hold. It's also not a press and drop today, even though normally we would in our first test. For today, just pressing out to fairly straight arms. If your elbows hyperextend at all like mine do, don't lock them. Just press them out, find that micro bend in the elbows, keeping the back up nice and tall as you do so. Okay, 15 of these. Starting in 3, 2, and 1. Come on, up and press. In, squat, up, press. There's 2, 3, 4. Core stay strong, keep breathing. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, last one. Down with control. And give your legs a little bit of a break for the next few minutes. Transitioning to a few drills. They're still going to be helpful for your sandbag lifts, but also incorporating aspects of your intermittent loaded shuttles. In a slightly extended world, overall, this next drill, it's going to be longer than your intermittent loaded shuttles, but you have some 10-second breaks to toss throughout. We're going to be doing 20 seconds work to 10 seconds rest of each exercise. 3 different exercises, but one of them has sides, so kind of like 4 exercises. First exercise, we've got high knees. So your choice, if you are running or walking these, driving those knees up towards the chest, 20 seconds there. Second one, similar to our warm-up, we're doing the lateral shuffle, side to side. I'm good if you just do one shuffle in each direction. Watch out for things that might be slippery. You're gonna start over on one side, touching the ground, bring it up and over, touch, up and over, touch, so on and so forth for your 20 seconds. Once you are done with that, you're gonna find your way down to the ground, mat if you have one, or if you need one for a side plank, 20 seconds per side. For these, your choice, if you're going from an extended arm or from your forearm / elbow, from a knee dropped, staggered feet, stacked feet, so on and so forth. All right, so if you want to find a little bit more balance here, maybe I would recommend forearm, staggering your feet. You can drop that knee if you need to, or amp it up. Go ahead and stack. It's going to be 20 seconds here. Keeping that core strong, breath smooth, so on and so forth. And if you have questions, go ahead and toss them into the comments below the video. 20 seconds each, 10 seconds to rest, starting with your high knees. All right, here we go. First one, in 3, 2, 1, here we go. High knees on the spot. I forgot to mention, if you would prefer to do stairs and you have stairs immediately available to you, go for it. Use them up. Drive those knees up high. Run or walk. 3, 2, 1. 10-second rest. Lateral shuffles is coming up next here. As you shuffle, I want you to keep your chest high. All right, here we go. 20 seconds coming side to side. Again, chest stays high. Your bend is in the lower body, in the legs. A little bit at the hips, but not rounding through our upper back. 5 seconds. Nice. Take a rest. Bring it down to your mat, side plank. In 3. Come on up. So while we're here, core is strong. Hips press forward. Squeeze your glutes to help support. Good, strong breath. Almost there. 10 seconds. Go ahead and switch sides. In 3. Come on up. If you have an exciting way, you can distract yourself while you're hanging out in planks. Like becoming a cat obstacle course. Would recommend. It's pretty exciting. I'm having a great time. All right, take a rest. Back up right into our high knees again. Well, let's get going. Drive those knees up. Run or walk. Up to you. 3, 2, 1. Take her easy. Lateral shuffles coming up next. Let's get going. Keep it up. Find a pace. Stick with it. You know what's challenging for you. Rest. Come on down, side plank. 3. Come on out. All right, you might be thinking, Andy, what the heck? I never do planks when I do a force test. You're correct. However, when we do our intermittent loaded shuttles, we are holding that sandbag usually on one side. Feel like your suitcase carry? This is really helpful for you to help stabilize. Rest. Really helpful to stabilize everything through your trunk, through your core, so that you're not flopping, bending all over the place. Second side, here we go. So there's a thing to keep in mind. Even if you're not doing a suitcase carry, you have it on one shoulder, it's still more pressure on one side of the body compared to the other. And even if you're holding it high on the chest, core strength is still so important. Rest. Still important to help keep that tall, upright spine, keep your back protected, whole trunk strong. High knees, here we go. This is you running around the cone on your unloaded shuttle. That's what we're going for. Keep that up. Keep it quick. Nice. Lateral shuffles. This one kicks it back to your sandbag lifts, you guessed it. Moving side to side, nice and quick for your lifts. Here we go. Getting good at those quick direction changes here. Nice. Side plank. Come on down. Here we go. Those other two are getting a little intense. Use your side planks to catch your breath a bit. Find those really deep inhales. Big exhale. Help slow that heart rate back down. Rest. Second side. After this, we're coming into our last round of all of these 3 exercises. Come on up. Core strong, hips forward and up. Squeeze those glutes. Almost there. Very nice. Find your way back up. High knees, last round. Here we go. Drive them up, let's go. Use your arms, keep them involved. Rest. Lateral shuffles. All right, let's go. Last set for these, get them going. Nice and quick, side to side. Halfway, 10 seconds left. And rest. Last couple of side planks. Come on down. Press that up. Find your variation. What challenges you in a side plank today? They're short, but after a few rounds, should be feeling some things. Awesome. Last one. Good rest coming up. Here we go. So after this, rest, water, all that good stuff. You're gonna be firing up the legs again for some Sandbag Drag prep. But, you know, breathers first, important. And rest, come on down. Fantastic. Crushing it so far. Got a little bit more fun coming at you. You will need your weight again for some lunges, but we are going to do a bit of technique first. Maybe not your favorite technique. I can understand that, but you've already done so much. You're doing a great job, and we're almost done for today. So push through with me. We've got this. And get lots of water in your system. Help yourself out. We're not doing any finishing burpees today. Promise. Also, you're welcome. So if you're worried about drinking too much water and feeling like you're going to throw up, at least you know that there's no super fast up and down movements coming at you. All right. So last thing for today, Sandbag Drag. I've got a pretty plain space here. I don't have a lot of room. How the heck do I prepare for a Sandbag Drag? What we're going to do for today is get into some of the muscle activation that's going to be really helpful to support and getting used to working with some really fatigued muscles after the rest of your first test. So find yourself a little bit of wall. We're gonna settle in to a handy dandy wall sit. You're gonna spend a little bit of time under tension to help with those muscles, help develop them, help recruit, make sure that everything is working for you as much as they can. Walk your feet out away from the wall, at least, I don't know, a foot and a half, far enough that if you're to slide down into a wall sit and find ish a 90-degree bend at the knees, your knees can stack over your ankles and you're not like feet way underneath your bum. So feet are out a little bit here. I want you to think about pressing your back into the wall. Feeling your core really tighten up. Belly button pulls in towards the spine as well. Low ribs are tucked in so that we're really pressing firm into the wall behind us. Legs might be talking. We've done some work with them today. That's good. I want that. Think about pressing down through your feet even more into your heels. Okay, squeeze your glutes. Can we get a little bit of a leg shake going? Maybe. Shows us that we're working hard. And no hands helping us out. None of that. Bring them up. Excellent. Cool. Come on, back up. I wasn't even timing that one yet. That one doesn't count towards our final wall sits, but that gives you an idea of what I expect when we come into our wall sit. Core tight, back pressed, feet grounded, heels driving down. Squeeze your glutes. Should cover most of the things. If I missed anything, Miles can definitely add that as well. Thank you. All right, between wall sits, we're gonna come into some lunges. For today, I want to really focus on the up phase of our lunges. We're still gonna step forward, come down controlled. However, what I want you to think about is once we step forward and down, we're pressing up through that heel, big push to come back up together, okay? Lunge down, drive through your heel, press up and together. We'll leave it up to you again if you wanna add that weight back to the center of the chest, or body weight, we're gonna go about 8 per side, and then a wall sit, because that's really fun. That was supposed to be a joke. It's funny, you can laugh, it's okay. All right, bringing that weight up high on the chest, like your goblet squats, coincidentally, like you're doing your sandbag drag at the end of your force test. All right, here we go. 8 lunges per leg. Step it forward, drive through that heel to come back up. These ones should be bringing us to halfway. 8 more in total, 4 per leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 more, 5, 6, 7, woo, and 8. Go ahead, bring that weight down. Find your wall sit. Come on down. We're gonna hang out for about 20 seconds. 3, 2, 1, down we go. Core strong. See how close you can bring your thighs to parallel. If you have a way to distract yourself a little bit for these 20 seconds, it's good things that you can do. Maybe you can play some fetch with your dog or your cat if you're lucky. 3, 2, 1, come on back up. It's me secretly hoping that my cat would bring a toy so we could start playing fetch. No such luck, maybe next time. Back to our lunges, grab your weight if you're using it. 8 per side. Here we go. Drive down in that heel. There's 1 per leg. 2 per leg. 3, 4, keep it going, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nice job. Find your wall sit. 20 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Come on down. Here we go. Again, no hands. Ten seconds. Keep that breath moving. Keep that core tight. Nice. For 5, 3, 2, 1. Up we go. One last round. That's it. Weight if you want it. Body weight if you don't. Core stays fired up. Keep this strong. Last couple exercises for your Force Fit session today. All right. 3, 2, 1. Let's get going. 1, 2. We're going for a total of 8 per side. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last ones. 8. There we go. Of course, we can leave that with that one more wall sit. So before you get down there, one more option that I'd love to tie in. Take it or leave it. It is a challenge. Stay with both feet planted, or see if you can find a little bit of a weight shift side to side. Maybe lifting just a heel, so the toe gets light, kind of coming here, here, in your wall sit. Core is really gonna have to fire up. Foot that's still on the ground really has to press. Similar to when you are leaning back. Final few steps in your force chest. Pardon me. Final few steps in your sandbag drag, also your force test, to really get you all the way across that 20-meter line. All right, if you want to bring it up even more, kick that foot out a bit. You're welcome to, but pick your poison. Go for whatever's challenging you. 5 seconds till this last one. 3, 2, 1. Down we go. Whew. And we are staying here. We're adding a little bit of a lift, maybe a kick. Core stays super strong. Press through those feet. 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent work. Come on up. Give yourself a breather. Grab a sip of water. We're going to cool things down. If you're going to grab water, just make sure you keep the feet moving for right now. Keep that blood flowing. We'll start to bring the heart rate back down. Congratulations. You've made it. Hardest part is over. Just keep those feet moving. Gentle walk on the spot. Let's bring an arm in across the chest here. Squeeze it in towards you. Shoulders come away from the ears. Stretching out a little bit between the shoulder blades through the upper back. And you're good to go ahead and switch arms. Same thing, second side. Even when it gets to those last little painful bits, it's nice knowing that we crushed a workout today, right? Keep that in mind. If you're sore tomorrow and you're cursing my name, I understand. That happens. You know you worked hard. You did something good. Go ahead and bring an arm behind you. Press onto your elbow. You want to feel a stretch through your tricep. Okay, we had these working when we were doing those original push-ups, hand release push-ups. Our slow lower and our powerful press up. Wonderful. You're good to go ahead and switch arms. Other arm coming behind the head. If this elbow is really pushing down on your or on the back of your head, Find that tall spine again. Maybe it makes you ease off a little bit for now, but that's okay. Come back to the neutral spine first. Beauty. Next one, using our wall spot, you can bring an arm onto the wall in line with your shoulder. We're going to add a 90-degree bend to your elbow. That's going to look something like this. Fingertips open up towards the ceiling. Chest is going to turn away from the wall slightly, enough to get a chest stretch, not so much that it is any kind of pain or major discomfort. Just looking for that stretch sensation. Beauty. Same jazz, other side. Arm is coming in line with your shoulder. 90-degree elbow bend, and then open that chest away from the wall slightly. Nice. And then test your balance if you dare, or find your way onto a mat. Go ahead and grab a foot or an ankle. Drop that knee so it stays in line with the hip. Heel coming up towards the glutes. You can use the wall to help stabilize. Think about pressing your hip forward slightly if you're not feeling much. This should be in the front of your leg through your quad, maybe into your hip flexor a little bit as well. Maintaining that tall spine. Cool, easy release. And same thing, other side. Can't only do one side, that would be strange. Did not feel very good after the fact. If you haven't felt that heart rate starting to slow down, come back to your breathing a little bit. See if you can slow your exhales. Making sure that your breaths are full, filling up your lungs all the way bottom to top. Great stuff. Okay, finding your way down onto your mat. Just gonna take a lunge. Drop your back knee if that feels okay. Think about pressing the hips forward, dropping that tailbone down. This might be locked. Ideally, again, front of the hip here, getting into our hip flexor. If you need a little more, same arm as your back leg is reaching up and over, expanding through your side a little bit. Excellent job. From here, getting into our hamstring, you're going to send your hips back, straighten your front leg out. We're going to find a fold over top of it, so we get a stretch through the hamstring, maybe through the calf. Depends on where you are tightest here. You can balance on your leg or bring the hands down towards the mat. If you prefer to take a seat for this one instead, that is more than welcome. Now, of course, these are stretches that I would recommend that you do after the session, as it is designed to go along with them. But if you have other stretches that you know you need to get those in as well. Fantastic. Collect that leg back in. Same thing, second side, find your lunge first. Dropping those hips so that the tailbone is tucking under, okay? We're not allowing the low back to hyperextend. Tailbone tucks, hips press forward and down as we're hanging out here. If you need that little bit more, opposite arm reaches. And as we finish up these last couple of stretches, like I said, if there's anything else that you really need to get in mobility-wise, stretch-wise, do what you need to do. Get lots of water in. If you have comments, questions about class today, we'd love to hear from you. Put it in the comments below. And this video, I believe, stays up for about 24 hours after that, or after now. So you can find it on our Facebook page if you want to come back and do this again tomorrow, or check out one of our other super awesome classes that we will be live streaming. On the page, I know the schedule's been posted. Go ahead and move into that hamstring stretch, sending the hips back.
the rest of the week schedule has been posted on the Edmonton Garrison Military Sports page, so check that out. See what tickles your fancy, what gets you jazzed for a little bit more fitness. And thank you so much for joining us today. I had a really good time. I got warm over here, got a little sweaty, so I hope you did as well. Yeah, always nice knowing that people are out and getting involved and joining in with these, so looking forward to seeing you at a few more. My cat also sends his regards, so thanks for joining us for a fitness class today, and I hope you're feeling that much more ready for your next force test. See you guys later.